Now I can say that this has become a big success. The feedback which we got from various quarters, including Honorable Union Minister and foreign delegates, ministers from abroad and within the country, all of them were appreciating this initiative taken by Kerala. As far as Kerala is concerned, this is not a matter of choice. This conclave and our efforts to frame an urban policy was not a matter of choice for us. It was a matter of necessity, because Kerala is fastly urbanizing, and the most rapid urbanization in the country is taking place in Kerala. We cannot stop this phenomenon. This is unstoppable. But what we can do is to intervene and to ensure that we benefit, or people benefit from this phenomenon of urbanization. And in order to ensure that people benefit from this phenomenon, we need to address the challenges, complexities of urbanization, and we should be able to utilize the opportunities offered by urbanization. So in order to do that, we need to have a proper policy backing. We need to have a scientific and actionable policy. So our effort is to translate our Urban Policy Commission's report into an actionable policy. This conclave is an attempt to do that.
In fact, I've heard, the commission had traveled across Kerala and had deliberations with all walks of society. And in fact, one speaker yesterday was saying that Kerala has a unique challenge because we have a highland cities, we have midland cities, and coastal cities. So each area, requires a different kind of an approach, different kind of a development policy. So how we are going to actually have a, common policy or common attitude towards how our development is going to be for the next 24 years?
So you are absolutely right. Kerala's landscape is very complex. Apart from what you have said, we have 44 rivers and many water bodies, and Kerala is ecologically very fragile. So all these need to be taken into account. The Commission has took into account these distinguishing features of Kerala. That's why they had wider consultations with all stakeholders, including elected representatives and various other stakeholders. So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. So they have taken into account these factors, this diversity, and also the uniqueness of the urbanization, the process of urbanization in Kerala. It's not migration from villages to cities. It's a city spread. Cities are spreading throughout the state. So there is no rural-urban divide, or it is fastly vanishing. The rural-urban divide is fastly vanishing. So these complexities have been taken into account by the Commission. So their recommendations are taking into account all these factors.
Okay, and in fact, I was talking to David Simon. He is going to be the AR7, lead author for the IPCC in the NESCOP. So what he said was already we have a UN Sustainable Development Goals, which has been set by the UN, which is a very, in a way, it's been completely taking care of the challenges of climate change, in the coming years. So how we are going to incorporate those, Sustainable Development Goals of UN into our urban policy system?
Many of these SDG goals have already been achieved by Kerala, but some of them remain. So our effort will be to localize SDGs, localization of Sustainable Development Goals. Kerala has already started working on it. Now we have entered into a letter of intent with United Nations Universities Research Wing. So yesterday we signed a letter of intent. So one of the area in which United Nations University is going to have a collaboration with Kerala Institute of Local Administration and Government of Kerala is localization of SDGs. And another area is climate change.
Okay. And in fact, second thing is that, this is the second day, and, the policy will be in a kind of getting a final shape by the end of this conclave. So when are we going to expect the local implementation of these policies, and what are the directives for the local self-governments on this?
After the conclave, we will formulate and frame the policy on the basis of deliberations of this conclave, and we will take it to cabinet. We need cabinet note for the policy. The policy will not be announced here itself, but the inputs and the feedbacks which we get from this conclave will be shaped into a policy without much delay, and we hope to take it to cabinet at the earliest.
Okay.
And implementation, yes, we have some of the recommendations of the commissions have already been implemented, like the Metropolitan Planning Committee in Cochin. And immediately after the local body election, we will have Trivandrum and Calicut Metropolitan Planning Committees. And we have initiated municipal bonds. But it's a long and complex process. Credit worthiness is important. So this credit rating process in corporation. So we would like to adopt this path of municipal bonds for both Trivandrum and Calicut corporations. Such innovative measures to raise resources will be implemented. So a total implementation will take place only after the next assembly election.
And one another very interesting aspect which I found yesterday was the collaboration between KILA and UNICEF to bring in children's perspective into the whole scope of development and inclusivity of children, what they need for, because they are going to be the future, they are going to be the taking care of the whatever development we are going to have in the next few years. So can you just elaborate a bit on that, how important it was to go back to the children on this?
Yes, that's very important. The very idea of having an urban policy is to ensure that our cities are inclusive. The call we are giving is inclusive cities. Nobody should be left out. Nobody should be marginalized. The process of urbanization throughout the world has pushed back certain sections on the margins. So we are very keen that will not happen. Very keen to ensure that will not happen in Kerala. That should not be allowed, because the entire model of Kerala model of development is based on inclusivity. So that should not be compromised. So that's why from children to senior citizens, the Commission had consultations, and we will take all along with us. So that's why Children's Charter was adopted yesterday. UNICEF helped us in having such a charter, and 20% of our population is senior citizens. In the next 10 years, it may rise to 25%. So they also will have to be taken care of. Kerala has some unique initiative like palliative, universal palliative care. So such efforts will be strengthened. It will be streamlined through this urban policy.
Minister, one last question. In fact, the land is a major premium in Kerala, and we know there are a lot of attention with regard to how you are going to make use of the remaining land. So are we going to have a clear idea or clear guideline for the land use pattern, because it is also very important in the aspect of climate change as well. So can you just tell us something about it?
New tools like land pooling, etc. are being experimented. Even now we are doing that. So this was an idea mooted by Urban Policy Commission. So GCDA has picked up that idea, and they have initiated land pooling, the Greater Cochin Development Authority. So all these needs to be done throughout the state in a comprehensive way. So that is what we are aiming through this urban policy.
Okay, so you will take care of the ecology on the same hand as well as the
Yeah.
because it has been a very age-old discussion development
Yes.
versus
Yes.
environment.
Yes. Yes.
So
You are
that
right.
is a very thin line. So I hope urban policy will take care of that.
Yeah. We will have to take care of it in a very cautious manner. Yes, as you rightly said, this is a thin line, and this is an age-old debate between development and ecology and environmental concerns. So we cannot compromise on both. We need development, and development, as far as Kerala means, is urban development, because Kerala has become urban. And because of the unique characteristics of Kerala's ecology and environment, we cannot think of compromising on environmental concerns.
And sir, maybe I just wanted to add one more thing about the disaster management. Kerala, because has been very susceptible to such disasters, environmental disasters in the recent years. So, what are the key areas which are on focus in this new policy on that?
The policy has addressed the issue of disaster reduction and disaster management. The idea will be to strengthen our urban local bodies to meet such challenges, and it will be people-centric and with the participation of people. So, whatever we have done in the past, one of the foundation of Kerala model of development is participation of people. Whether it is decentralization, whether it is people's planning, whether it is literacy, whether it is the latest digital literacy, and whether it is flood management, disaster management, and pandemic management, whatever it is, the whole focus is on people's participation. So that is the key. And here also, people's participation will be ensured, and the awareness levels of people will have to be increased.